dark rivals. We'll talk about Turkish football. Victor Osimhen scored a bracer for himself as the side advancing to the next round of the Turkish Cup as well. And then you talk about Spanish you talk about French football, their cup games as well. We add those who are in the finals. And then AC Milan, they have the advantage going into the second leg of their Coppa Italia semi-final encounter against Inter Milan. So definitely, we now move straight to England. Talk about the results of games that went down in England yesterday. For Liverpool Football Club, they are moving closer. That's the English Premier League title. And then for Arsenal fans, they are already worried. They don't want Liverpool to hold a 9-point advantage before they meet them there at the Anfield Stadium. You know the reason why? If Liverpool hold a 9-point advantage before that game against Arsenal at the Anfield Stadium, for Arsenal, they will give them a guard of honor. So definitely lots of Arsenal fans, they don't want that. But in the English Premier League, later tonight, we would have Chelsea against Tottenham Football Club. That's by 8 p.m. So I welcome you once again to today's edition of the program. It's covered in 15, right on 32 FM 94.9. And you're listening to the voice of 𝐒𝐈𝐒𝐂𝐋𝐈𝐒 and SAMIES on the program this lovely morning. Well, we also add updates from Nigerian scene. When we talk about Nigerian football, it's all about the President's Federation's Cup. Teams are into the round of 16. The defending champions, they are out. You talk about some NPFL sides, they are out at the expense of that's a second division sides. That's the Nigerian football. So definitely, we'll start straight up from England and take a listen to the updates from the BBC, where, of course, from everything that happened last night and what we might expect later tonight there in the world of football, the BBC Premier League updates.
BBC Premier League update from the home of Premier League football.
Hello, I'm Paul Serres at the BBC Sports Centre. Liverpool beat Everton 1-0 in the Merseyside derby at Anfield to move 12 points clear at the top of the English Premier League table. Diogo Jota got the only goal of the game shortly before the hour mark. The Liverpool midfielder Curtis Jones was delighted to get the victory, particularly after such a long international break.
We understand how important that all the games are now. So yeah, we can win all the games, then yeah, great. But of course, you know, there's a team out there that are fighting for different things. You know, it's going to be a hard run, but but the first game back after the break, you know, to win, it's an important win. So I'm happy with that.
Elsewhere on Wednesday, there were wins for Manchester City, Ipswich, Aston Villa and Newcastle, while the match between Southampton and Crystal Palace finished 1-1. Chelsea welcomed Tottenham to Stamford Bridge in an English Premier League London derby on Thursday. The Spurs manager Ange Postecoglou says that Chelsea are a top side and they'll need to be at their best to get a result.
Yeah, as I said, they're a talented squad, a good manager. I still think they've had a positive season in terms of what they're trying to build. They've got some real talent, particularly in that attacking third. They obviously got hit by injuries as well. They've got some key players who have been missing, which affects all clubs, and that affected their consistency of results. But as you said, at their place, they're still a tough team to beat, so a good challenge for us.
Meanwhile, Chelsea are set to welcome Cole Palmer, Noni Madueke and Nicholas Jackson back from injury for the visit of Tottenham. And for more football news from the BBC, go to bbc.com/football.
BBC Premier League update from the home of Premier League football.
All right, welcome back. They listened to the BBC Premier League update. Well, we talk about the events that happened across other centres yesterday, and it's all about the cup games across other centres. Well, you talk about the cup games. Let's start straight from Spain, where it was in Spanish football. Atletico de Madrid against they played against FC Barcelona yesterday. That's in the semi-finals of the Copa del Rey second leg. And for Barcelona, it was that 1-goal advantage, and they qualified 5-4 on an aggregate scoreline. Ferran Torres was the one responsible for that goal as early as the 27th minute, and then an El Clasico final. Well, that's what we are said to have there in the Copa del Rey. But then, you know that this side can still meet in one more, that's a competition where you talk about UEFA Champions League, the mother of all club competitions, the UEFA Champions League, different brackets. But if they actually defeat their opponent, they can get into the finals and play against each other. Remember that the Spanish La Liga title is also along the line for both sides, as they are the front runners to win the Spanish La Liga. So I think this is a stiff competition between both sides this 2024-2025 football season. Well, away from that, also you talk about other centers where we talk about German football. It was Stuttgart that defeated Leipzig by 3-1. Well, that 3-1 scoreline, is one that has defined that Leipzig season. They are not doing so well for themselves in the league. Neither are they doing so well for themselves as they were looking to become champions for the second time or for the third time in 4 seasons. But that was not... that did come true yesterday as Stuttgart defeated them by 3-1. So for Stuttgart, they'll be playing against Arminia Bielefeld there in Berlin. That's in the finals of that's a DFB Pokal Cup. We talk about French football as well. Reims defeated Cannes by 2-1 to reach the finals of this year's Coupe de France in Italy. It was AC Milan, of course, who owed that advantage of 1-1. That's the scoreline yesterday when both sides played against each other. Tammy Abraham scored first, but Akan Chanolu, the Turkish midfielder, he scored the equalizing goal for Inter Milan. Well, let's come home talk about some Nigerian football at this point in time. It's all about cup games as well before the return of the NPFL. From the results of games that went down yesterday, Beyond Limits, they eliminated Rivers United from the President's Federation's Cup. Yimba also defeated El Kanami Warriors, outside the defending champions by 1-0. Ikorodu City defeated Crown FC by 3-1. Bayelsa United, they defeated Basura Football Club by 2-0. Lobby Stars, they lost at home to the Answer Solutions Football Club by 2-1. Well, and for Sunshine Stars, they also lost to the Answer for Plateau United. Rangers are won on penalty shootout 5-3 after playing that stalemate 1-1 against Atlanta Football Club. So the fixtures are for the round of 16 of this year's President's Federation's Cup. Ebimba against Abakaliki Football Club. Nasarawa United will be up against Bayelsa United. Warri Wolves against the Wiki Tourists. Ikorodu City against the Beyond Limits. Oka United will be up against the INT'L or Dan Buram Football Club. Solutions Football Club against Kwara United, Plateau United against Osun United, Bendel Insurance against Rangers International. So those are the fixtures for that's the President's Federation's Cup. That's a round of 16 encounter. All right, so let's move it up to the continent. I'll talk about the continental games that went down. That's the CAF Confederations Cup. Zamalek of Yusuf Pesero's side, they played out 0-0 against Stellenbosch yesterday. Asec Mimosa lost at home to the hands of Aris Bekin 1-0. And Masri defeated Simba Football Club by 2-0. And Constantine they played out 1-1 draw against the USM Algia. That's in the quarterfinals of that's the CAF Confederations Cup games that went down yesterday. Well, just as today is Thursday, you know that we have fixtures set to go down across different centers, and from those games set to go down today, headlined by the game set to go down there in England, Chelsea against Tottenham Football Club by 8 p.m. Those are top games set, or that is the top game set to go down later today before the return of club football over the course of the weekend. But just before we leave the show this lovely morning, we tell you that from all the events that happened yesterday, especially that's in Turkey. That's about the cup game that went down. Jose Mourinho, well, you could tell that this man is always in the news as he grabbed the face of his opposite number at the fierce local rival Galatasaray after a 2-1 defeat. That was yesterday in the Turkish Cup quarter-finals. That was after the final whistle. Jose Mourinho grabbed Okan Buruk before briefly squeezing the Turkish coach's nose. Well, we don't know the level of relationship, but I can tell you that this man is always in the news. But quickly in tennis, Emma Raducanu withdraws from the GB squad to look after body. Well, she withdrew from the Great Britain squad for next week's Billie Jean King Cup qualifiers. That's in the Netherlands to look after her body. The British number 2 reached the Miami Open quarterfinals last week, and she has competed in 7 tournaments so far this year, the most she has played in the first 3 months of a season. So at the age of 22, she climbed back into the world's top 50 this week, needed medical attention before losing to 4th seed Jessica Pegula there in Miami. But then, according to the representatives of Emma Raducanu, she said that pulling out of the British squad was a difficult decision. All right, we'll go now. We'll come later in the afternoon to discuss more about the sporting stories and make it around to the end exciting world of sport. I am SAMIES, your sports captain. I say do enjoy the rest of the day, and bye for now.